Hello, boys and girls, and children of all ages. Welcome to another episode of Who's to Blame, the podcast, episode 532. I'm your host, Dre Montez, and I hope everyone is doing fine on this magnificent day. Whether you're listening through our live stream version on Facebook, thank you so much. We have a page, Who's to Blame, as well as Twitter at W2B Dre Montez and YouTube Dre Montez. And wherever listen to your favorite podcast at or streaming service on Spotify as well. So hello, Spotify. Don't forget to visit the website at www.dremontez.com to get you caught up on information about the show as well as a listing of the complete sponsors of the show by hitting the sponsored link. If you're in position to do some advertising, you want to reach out to do some advertising on our live streaming on our Montez at Midday, Who's to Blame, or D&D, Don't Get Butthurt, you can contact us through the website for sure. We got high fives in the building. Chest bump. Let's hug it out. It is Libra season. If you're a Libra, happy birthday to you. All Libras stand up, are present and accounted for. There it is right there. If you celebrate an anniversary, happy anniversary to you. If you just got a promotion at work, congratulations. You deserve it. Did the raise kick in yet? Because we're getting close to Halloween time. As I told everyone the other day, I think Halloween is taking over as the freakiest holiday other than Skanksgiving. I think Skanksgiving is a top three now. Top three on all-time lists out there. All right, let's get through our pillars of the day. We're going to let it go. Ignore them. Give it time. Don't compete with anyone. Stay calm. It's on you. And laugh right there. I think if we practice those policies and procedures right there, we can smile a little bit more throughout the day. But there's nothing like a hug. That's why I like getting that hug out fresh in the show. Sometimes I have to do a double tap, hug myself on both sides. A self hug and a dog's affection when you come through that door. I'm telling you this, there's nothing better. Maybe smelling meatloaf cooking. Hey, mom, what's that meatloaf? Mom, meatloaf, mom. On this throwback edition, special, I guess, day to do Who's to Blame the podcast. We usually do it on Wednesdays, but due to a scheduling conflict yesterday, we went ahead and did it today. So if you're saying like, wait a minute now, Dre, what are you doing? Well, yes, you're right. We normally do it on Wednesdays, but we had a scheduling conflict yesterday. But we're all on point now. We're on point now. But thank you for tuning in for sure. Got a lot of things going on in and around town this weekend. One of the few things and chances I get to go back over to Belleville, Illinois. One of my favorites is the Belleville Chili Cook-Off, and that's going on this weekend, starting tomorrow. I'm bringing my own spoon and bibs tomorrow. I'm ready. I'm ready. Bring on the white chili. Bring it on. Let's go. Let's get it. I love me some chili. It's simple, it's to the point, and it gets the job done. Who's to blame, huh? Who's to blame for sure? And that's where we're at right now. The applause, the cheering, the debates, the arguments we get into. And that's what today's episode is about. Cheering and booing the wrong people. After years and years of you following sports or playing sports, we come up with ways we celebrate, get disappointed, get mad, and argue to defend something that is going on that is really not in our control. It can become challenging at times. Don't get me wrong on that. It can be challenging at times because we are involved in something or with something that really doesn't take our opinions very strongly at all. We can click, we can comment, we can email, but do they really hear us? The powers that be. And I want to take this a step further. Who's to blame? First time we hear of a player signing a contract that's for our team, we're happy. And then we're like, what does this mean for the rest of our team, for the foreseeable future? What if this does not work out? Where is this putting us at as far as a team building the team? That's where it all goes right there. If it goes in our way and we start winning, we're happy. Great signing, way to get the bag. We get a player that does not work out. It ends up putting us in a financial hole where we can't go out and get the quality players that we deserve for our particular team that we root for. Then there'll be some trades or some free agent signings that we sign out there. And we all trying to do these for the progression of the sports affiliation that we're with, the team. We're looking to do well. Nobody is looking to draft anybody, sign a player, give anybody a bunch of money and say, we did that to fail. The algorithms, the numbers, the eye test, we've seen it. But when it comes to cheering, we cheer the player for getting the money. We cheer the team. We're high-fiving. We're chest bumping. We're hitting each other on the ass when all this is going down. When it's a bad situation, we boo the player. You should have done better. You piece of trash. You're garbage. You're washed up. You're too old. Why did we sign you? We shouldn't have got him. We've all have been in this situation. But it makes me ponder and think a little deeper into the abyss of cheering and booing the wrong people. I think we need to direct this energy to the sports agents who put these deals together. Let's think about this. Deshaun Watson, whether he did it or not, the allegations are very strong against him. The way it was handled was the Houston Texans, right? His time away from football, being signed by the Cleveland Browns to a very bizarre contract, and the fact that the words guaranteed money was involved. Lots of people appraised the bag. A lot of the female fan base, boo, this is horrible. A lot of people that pay attention to football, but don't necessarily cheer, had some optimism on that whole ordeal with that key phrase there, guaranteed money. We as fans, we say, what did he do to get this money? Did he really do that much in Houston? Is this based on what he did in college? What is this based on? We have never seen anyone really take a foreseeable amount of time off and come back in a key position and be at the top of their game, be better than they were when they left. We've never seen it before. We still haven't seen it with Deshaun. But when it comes to cheering and booing the wrong person, it was all aimed at Deshaun. I don't think Deshaun negotiated this deal. I think his sports agent negotiated his deal to have the gall and the balls to get $260 million guaranteed with that type of a track record. I want to meet the agent. Now we can flip that as well to players that sit out, that don't want to show up on time. We question that player, his intentions. Why are you doing that? You want more money? There's a way to go about that. You want to get traded? There's a way to go about that. If you're not happy in your sports team environment, there's a way to go about that. But we as fans, what do? We boo the athlete. Who's to blame? The agent is the one who negotiated the deal. Why can't your agent negotiate a better deal for you? Not every athlete gets the best deal. Some agents know how to get the best deal for their player based on their sports resume, their sports bio. The ones who out here was like, well, give him his money. They deserve him. Give that girl her money. She deserves it. Give him his money. We'll get him up out of here. Are we looking at the bigger picture here? Are we really looking at the bigger picture of this ordeal? All parties considered, the team, the player, and the agent. They all can't be right. They all can't be wrong. Somebody's going to be missing the communication factor of this. Getting a deal done that makes sense to the team and the player. And of course, the agent wants to get paid. And that's 3% I do believe they get. But when it comes to the whole transactional thing of cheering and booing athletes based on their contract, oh, that's too much money. It's a child's game. Nobody should get paid that much money. Well, good for you. Way to go get the bag. In an instance of that nature, when it comes to these transactional figures that these athletes have been signing the past 10 years, we've been giving all the energy to the athlete. Why can't we bring more agents to the forefront who are responsible for these deals, responsible for the upside version of the deal? Why did you put that team in a situation for the next 10 years if this doesn't work out? Look at what happened in baseball to the Los Angeles Angels. Look what's happening with what happened to the Padres. It happened briefly to the Cincinnati Reds. Happened to the Pittsburgh Pirates. And I think right here in St. Louis, we're about to go through it. But we blame the players. And I think a little bit more blame and praise should be put on these people that put these deals together. Let's put our energy in the right place. Let's applaud the right person. Let's point the right boo in the right direction. Have you ever been in a position where you've been wrong before and you have to sit back and take that all in? We know how it is when you've been right and nobody wants to give you the proper acknowledgement. Oh, we know how that feels. Who's to blame? But when it comes down to the purest form of cheering and booing the right people when it comes to these astronomical contracts, the delusional figure of athletes thinking they deserve more, and you show them their resume of what they've done the past 3 or 4 years in the league, what are you bringing to the table? And we as the fan on the side of the player saying, give them their money. At the same time, you have an agent who doesn't know how to negotiate that deal. And we turn around and blame the team and the player when the player leaves said team because he can't get the money he wants through the negotiations through his agent and the team. Now, I know there's a small number of athletes who negotiate their own deal, hands-on all the time. From previous athletes, former athletes that have been their own agent, they all have valuable things to bring to the table when it comes to pros and cons and negotiating your own deal. It kind of makes the relationship a little different because now you don't went from business to player to employee, all in the same nuisance of a day. Some athletes can handle that. Some ownership groups can handle that. Some management can handle it. Others cannot. They deem as that's too much going on for the player to concentrate on why you're here in the first place. To wins, to make this franchise better, to go after a championship, to build something. But when you're trying to be the three-headed monster, sometimes the attention span is not where we think as fans it should be. But we can't be the player. We can't be the team. We can't be the ownership group. Hell, we can't even be the agent. We just want more of an open dialogue of what's going on when things don't go our way, when players hold out. We blame the player because we say the same thing. You signed that contract. You knew what you were getting yourself into based on that contract. Now, situations like that, especially at the running back position, especially in baseball, those guys with that 3 to 5 year Major League Baseball experience situation, that of that nature, the basketball, the 10-day contract shit, that, all of that, yeah, I get that. You need to know a little bit more about what you get yourself into. On this Throwback Thursday edition, special edition of Who's to Blame podcast, we all remember at one time somebody telling you this as a child, as an adolescent, as a young adult. Make sure you know what you're getting yourself involved into. In school, they told you, do your research. Make sure that's what you want to do. Do you know what's all entailed to do that job or be in that career? It's just like in sports. Shortstop is his job. Baseball is his position. You feel me? Football is the job. Quarterback is the position. And I think sometimes there's confusion along the way when it comes to the payment structure. Now, will it change in football? I'm quite sure it will. I think basketball has pretty much hit its point with the privilege and the power that it is given to its NBA players. Basketball, football, I can see something here. But I think basketball has it. Baseball, we got work to do. We got work to do. The process of turning pro takes way too long. Let's get to the point. Do I have a shot to turn pro or not? We saw what? 3 stories this baseball season. 3 guys made it to the show after more than 10 years in the minor leagues. 10 years in the minor league. You know how many girlfriends and family members done gave up on them? You need to let this game go. You're getting old, Bruce. Todd, it's time to come home. You've been playing this child's game long enough. But if you still have that in you, who's to tell you to stop it? These guys kept going. Now, I don't know how that's going to really change the financial needle in their life, but there's an agent involved in that process. If I've been in the minor leagues for 10 years and I finally get the show, I would love to see that pay raise be a little bit better than what it's been in the past. Maybe that's something we can work on in the Major League Baseball winter meetings in the offseason. But back to the original statement of this episode, cheering and booing the right people. Of course, I want to see athletes get the money they deserve. But when it comes to putting teams in a financial bind to keep building and growing and building and growing instead of making us stagnant for 7 to 10 years, that's not fair to the franchise, the team, and the fans of that fan base. But the cost of winning, people don't see that. They don't see the negative turn coming. They don't see the hiccup. They don't think of, oh, this could be an ACL injury. Oh, season injury. Oh, what if it's outside of the sport? What if it's something outside of the sport and it's domestic? What if it's a DUI? They don't see none of that. All they see is the tunnel vision of positivity, which you should. But reality is a real person. It's not just a dog name in the hood. Reality is a real thing that happens. And the more realistic we get when a contract negotiations are being made, I want to make sure that the energy is going to the right individual. I want to give props to when props are due. If you're an agent out here doing your thing, that's what I'm talking about. If you pulled and grind and pushed and you did everything you did to get this player, this particular young lady in the WNBA, the money he or she deserves, okay, I'm for that. It's the times when the money doesn't make sense to me. I want more of an open dialogue in that negotiations as well. ESPN the magazine did a phenomenal job years ago breaking down day by day what went on when Manny, being Manny Ramirez, went from Cleveland to the Boston Red Sox. That was wild. The things that go on in sports negotiations are not like we as everyday people would understand. The shadiness, the lies, the fake stories, the real offer. Like, I wish they would come out with the real offer. This would shut so many people up in the St. Louis area when it came to Albert Pujols, number 5, leaving to go to Los Angeles Angels. I would love for the original story to be printed with the real figure. Put that on the front page of the Post-Dispatch, not the sports section either. And just put it up there. I told you some bitches. Because if they tell the truth all the time, I don't think nobody will have a sports show, a debate, or anything. It's intriguing to figure out the mystery in between the lines of these sports negotiations. But I just want to make sure and clear that we get it out there the right way when it comes to cheering and booing the right people for sure. My man Al Scott, what's going on, my man? What's up, Mr. Reagan? Welcome back to all the softball teams that went out to Vegas and participated in the Vegas softball tournament. I saw you guys out there, way to do your thing, with a battle, with a ball out already. But when it comes to that, in the offseason, just pay attention to the deals. Pay attention to the numbers. Oh, it's a great thing when people get paid. I like that. But there's always another side to the story. And I want to get more of the stories from the agent. I know what the athlete is going to do. I know that. But the sports agent, the sports agencies, all of these people have put together some phenomenal deals. Some we can't even believe how did it come to that? How? I mean, I'm used to the days you write a number down, you pass to them. If they like it, they keep the paper. If they don't like it, they write another figure down. Whoever keeps the paper, that's the deal you get. See, that's negotiating how it was back in the day. Now, they're getting it in there. They're getting it in there. I'm not booing the athlete, not cheering the athlete, not booing the management group, the team, the agents, nobody. I just want to make sure that it's going to the right spot. It's like being scammed from a charity. How you know that money really going there? Okay. So just a little bit more observant on handing out the applause. The boos. You didn't deserve the money. Show me the money. Hey, look at the NFL. $950 million in quarterback raises the first week of the season. Out of all 5 of those quarterbacks, 1 touchdown was thrown. See, is that fair? It's not the player's fault that he signed a contract that the team offered him through negotiations with his agent. I know Joe Burrow said, I want to get Chase paid first. It ain't about me. But when they come to the bag with you like that, you have to take the bag. Now, he's not 100%, but again, those are circumstances that you don't foresee coming, but you know it is a part of the game. I don't know not one person that played more than 5 years straight in the NFL without getting hurt. Impossible. People on the sideline not even playing get hurt doing football. Baseball players get hurt walking down the damn steps. Sorry, Moises Alou, but it really happened. But I want to make sure to pay more attention to the signings, the pickups, the trades, the negotiations, the let-goes, and the money that is being transactioned between player and the team for the future of all sports. I'd like to thank you again for tuning in to another episode of Who's to Blame, the podcast. It has been fun. It has been great. And don't forget to visit the website, www.dremontez.com. Thank you all. As always, don't forget to appreciate the details of the day. And until next time, peace, and we out. I holla at your boy. Peace, good people.